a quick little video right before I have to leave for school. The golden rule. It's useful, but it should not be seen as the beginning and end of all ethics, and it also shouldn't be seen as absolute. Where is the golden rule useful? Well, it's a good counter to hypocrisy. So if someone's being a hypocrite, people like golden rule, so that's its use. Before that really makes sense, I have to explain that there's actually two golden rules. People don't seem to realize this. There's two different formulations, and one's stronger than the other. There's a positive and negative golden rule. The positive golden rule is basically do unto others as you would have done to you, and which is the one that has the most trouble. The second one is the negative golden rule, which is do not do unto others as you would not have done unto you. That's the negative golden rule. So when whenever someone's been a hypocrite in a certain way, you can use one or the other. So if the hypocrisy is active, use the positive. If it's negligent or them not doing something they should be doing, use the negative. The problem with the positive one is it's way more easier because it's proactive, it's doing. It's so much easier to find exceptions to the rule. What I mean by exceptions is instances in which the positive golden rule would seem to have you do something when you don't think you should do it. An example, if you're a sadomasochist, what you want to have done unto you is, if you're a sadist and a masochist, so a masochist wants to have pain done to them, and a sadist wants to do pain, or they get enjoyment out of it. So if you're a sadist and a masochist, the positive golden rule would seem to dictate that since you want to do unto others as you'd have done unto you, you should cause as much pain as possible. And it's okay if you get pain back. So just cause pain and get pain. And of course, I think almost no one would agree that that's a good idea. So there's an example of when the golden rule doesn't seem to apply or follow. There's my counter to the idea of the golden rule being the beginning and end of ethics, and the idea of the golden rule being absolute. Because you can always find examples in which the person who believes the golden rule is absolute would not do the thing that the golden rule says that they should do. The negative golden rule is not as vulnerable to these exceptions because the negative golden rule is more of a not doing than a doing. So you're a lot less likely to get into these weird situations in which you have to do something bad, because the golden rule is only telling you to not do stuff. But there's still exceptions, instances in which the negative golden rule would seem to have you to tell you to not do something, when I think almost all humans would agree that you should do it. And I have to say that this isn't actually a complete destruction of the golden rules. It's only more of a, if you accept the golden rule, you have to accept this too, and if you don't accept that, then you can't accept the golden rule. Because you can still, with the sadomasochist example, if you believe that the golden rule is absolute, you could say, well, yeah, he should cause all the pain in the world. But I can somehow tweak the golden rule to where my duty is to stop him. And with the negative golden rule, the situation there is, say like you're suicidal or something, and you see someone drowning in a lake, and you can easily save them. But if you were drowning in a lake, you don't want the person walking by to not do anything. So do not do unto others as you would have them not do it to you. You should let the person drown. So people who believe the golden rule is absolute, and like the negative version, you either have to accept that or give up the golden rule. And if you accept it, then accept that you shouldn't save that person. Then, well, might be a little, it scare people a little bit, but then if you accept these crazy situations, then you can still be a golden rulist. And that's mainly the main problem with it. But this is really a problem for deontology in general. And I'm done with the golden rule. That's basically all I have to say about it. But The golden rules are formed with deontology, which is the idea that ethics is duty, or you have a duty to do certain things. Deontology has these absolute rules, like never lie, never kill. Like Kant is the deontologist. He believes that there are certain ethical rules that you should never break. And the problem with deontology, like Kant deontology, like the golden rule, is that you can always find situations in which following the rules seem insane and immoral and evil, but you have to follow them. Like Kant's absolute rule to never lie. But what if you're hiding Jews during World War II and Nazis on your door asking about it? You can't lie. You can either stay silent or tell them. That seems wrong. So yeah, that's the problem with the golden rule. There's two forms of it. There's weird situations which doesn't need to apply, and the golden rules are formed with deontology, and deontology has this kind of horrible situation problem where you can find a situation in which it seems wrong to follow the rules or be a deontologist. That's all. Bye.